Good morning. It's Tuesday, the 27th of July. For all you sleepy heads that couldn't get out of bed this morning, I thought I'd just make you a screen recording so you can understand what we were doing. It's really important that you actually get into the classroom because it gives you an opportunity to engage more fully with your assessment task. Okay, so our learning intention today is to design, plan and prepare food items for special occasions. We're looking at your portfolio today. We're looking at the scones and we're going to work on that scones example right throughout the whole of your portfolio. All right, so here's my high tea event that I've started. First slide, you just need to have your name on it. Second slide, all this information had to go into this column, but you had to adapt it for your own needs. So for example, you might have yours in summer of 2021 and in December. It might be an afternoon tea. You need to go and find your own tea room. Just move the $45 across to this side. Under your tea room, put a link to your tea room so I can go and have a look at it. It says down here that you have to have a minimum of 80 people. So this is 40, so double that, put it over there. Look at your staffing. You would normally only have one head chef in something like this, but you might have a second chef that's known as a sous chef, which is SOUS chef. Look at your cooks. How many cooks would you need? Kitchen hand and a supervisor. For 80 people, you probably would still only have one supervisor, but you'd have more wait staff. All right, second one. On the entry for Friday, I explained how to do this. You need to look at the difference between these two. So you've got 200 words, 100 words for each menu item. I would, if it was me, I would look at defining what a function menu is and giving an example of when you would use it. The same with an a la carte, and then explain the difference. I gave you some video, some hyperlinks to some menu styles for you to go and have a look at so that you could see the difference. Now today we're working on the scones component. So if you go back to Compass, scones, select 3 different scone recipes and complete the activity. My suggestion is to evaluate a traditional scone, a lemonade scone, and maybe a fruit variety. Provide a name of the scone, an image, a web link, and then complete the PMI evaluation. Focus could be on preparation technique, time to prepare, skill level, ingredients. Be specific. You need to have depth in your evaluation, and it's slides 6 to 8. So let's pop back over here. So here's slides 6 to 8. So I've started this one. So I've looked at a lemonade scone. I went and got a picture of one. If it was yours, you'd get rid of this insert image. There's my web link, and if you wanted to, you could go through and do that for all 3 and then come back and do your evaluation. Make sure that you look at the things that I said for you to focus on, because those are probably, of all of it, the most relevant areas that you would be making comment of. Not things like it looked nice because it was brown, or interesting. Also, in looking at interesting, when you look at the actual menu, down the bottom of the menu, of the recipe, most recipes have some sort of notes section. There might be some information in there that you think would be good. I mean, firstly, it's interesting for the fact that they've even used lemonade in the recipe. Lemonade would be very sweet. You could also use diet lemonade, which means that you've cut down the amount of sugar that's in the recipe as well. So you've made it, nutritionally a better product. All right, so have a think about it and try and get some depth in there. All right, the next bit. Name the scone recipe on slide 18 and then go over to slide 20. All right, so slide 18. So on slide 18, in my scones, I'm going to have lemonade scones with strawberry jam and whipped cream. That's all I have to do on this slide. When you do your sweet one, you'll put the sweet one here and your savoury one underneath. And this will be your costing for a dozen serves, which you'll calculate later. Then I can go back over to my compass entry. It says select a recipe you're more likely to make. Provide a full recipe, the ingredients and method for 12 portions. What are you going to have with it? And we're on slide 20. So let's go down to slide 20. So here I would put my name. So lemonade scones. I went and got my ingredients. I can go and copy my method. Now on this recipe, the method's a bit all over the place. So I'd have to go collect the first bit. Go back and get the second. Some of them you can be really lucky with that they will have a print preview, and you might be able to do a screenshot of a print preview, but it's important that you make sure that your ingredients are live, because you'll need to use them when you go down later to do your spreadsheet. So you get what I mean. So get them all in there and number them, because menus are recipes are always in sequential order, so you give a number to them. How many serves does it make? It makes 12. Now when I was looking at recipes, some of them made 10, others made 8, 9. They were all different ones. I was just lucky with that. When I was searching through, I found one that was for 12, and I thought that will do for me. So if you get one and it's for 9, you need to divide the ingredients by 9 and then multiply it by 4 to take the recipe up to being out of 12. All right, so next bit of this is you need to do a costing. Now this sheet isn't live. It's a table. You can type into it, but it's not actually going to calculate it for you. So if I look at my recipe for the ingredients, I'm going to get a copy of my ingredients. And I'm going to put it in here. Oh, well, I'm not going to put it in there. I'm going to put 1 in there. And then I'm just going to get rid of my dot points. All right, so move my flour down. Oh, you rotten thing. Move my flour. And my cream. All right, so next thing. Now they're all the ingredients. So this one is talking about units. So normally liquids would be in mils. So that's going to be my unit. A cup of cream, that would be in mils. And self-raising flour, that comes in grams because you buy it by the kilo. All right, so quantity. It says I need to have a cup. I don't need to say that's fizzy, because in America, that's probably an American recipe, and they use a lot of, like, people have lemonade stands, and that's why they're saying that it needs to be fizzy, because they have other options over there. Make that 1. Everything seems a bit happier now. All right, so I can get rid of all these other rows. Make my rows. All right, so it says I need to have a cup of lemonade. So quantity is going to go into this area. So I'm going to open up. No. I'm going to open up a new slide. I'm going to say how many mils are in a cup of lemonade. Okay, so 250 mils is a cup. So if I go back over into my slides presentation, it says I need to have a cup. So I'm going to say 250 mils. And it would be the same for cream. So 250 mils. And then I can get rid of this. I'll get rid of this. Oops. And then it's talking about grams. So 3 cups of self-raising flour. I'm going to go back over here. Grams in a cup of flour is 120 grams. So I need 360 grams of flour. I'm going to go back over here and type in 360 grams. I think what this thing's issue is that it's not all the same size. And then we're going to make it single. And it's still doing whatever it likes. Okay. All right, so now we come to unit cost. Now, unit cost means that you're going to have to go and have a look at something like Coles Online and check out the costs of prices. So if I go to Coles Online, I've already looked up the cost, so self-raising flour. Now, I've just flicked through, I've gone for their home brand. Down here, it says it cost is $1 per kilo. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back over into the presentation. I'm going to go to flour, and I'm going to put that pricing there. So it's $1 per kilo. Okay, go back. So if I go cream, so it's usually thickened cream, Coles thickened cream. Do the same thing. It's 63 cents per 100 ml. And the last one was lemonade. All right, let's look at their own brand. 80 cents per litre. All right, so the calculations are going to be pretty easy because of the unit sizes. All right, so just to have a look at our costing sheet, we've now got all the totals there, and we're going to do the calculations. So if it's 80 cents per litre, it's at 250 mils is a quarter of that, so it's a quarter of that money, so it's 20 cents for 250 mils. The cream says it's 63 cents per 100 mils, so we have to multiply because we want 2.5 times that, so we're going to multiply 63 multiplied by 2.5, so that works out to be $1.60. And then flour, it says it's $1 per kilo. We need 360 grams, so that's going to be 36 cents. All right, so our next thing will be to add that up. Now, if you were using a sheets presentation, you could do the calculation in it, so it'll add it up by itself, but this is just in this document, so it should add up to, so round that up to $2.14. All right, so that is the cost of making a dozen scones with this, using this method. So it's pretty cheap. All right, so I'm going to put all of that, I'm going to realign it to the other side. You would also need to add to this your jam and cream that you're going to put on your scones. So add a couple of rows. I want to have jam would be in mils. Now, if I was whipping it for a dozen scones, I could probably use a 300 ml container. We know that the cream is this costing. So for cream, it would cost $3.63, which is $1.80, $1.90. And jam comes in grams. You would probably use a jar of jam, and I'm going to go for strawberry jam. Strawberry jam. Now I'm just going to have a look to see strawberry jam. Now, most of the places, they would make their own jam, so which is pretty easy to make, but we're not going to go to that level. So we'll just go Cotties. Love Cotties. Right. And how much was in? So we're going up to a 12, I think it was. And our jar of jam had 500 gram jar, so that should be enough for a dozen scones. Grams. So we're going to multiply this by 2.5 because we want, oh sorry, that's not true. We're going to multiply that by 5. So it's 56 cents multiplied by 5 equals $2.80. All right, so this here, I would call that my subtotal. And total. Okay, so my total for a dozen scones with jam and cream is going to cost $2.14 plus $1.90 plus $2.80, so it's $7.10. $7.10. Awesome. All right, so costing sheet. If you don't want to do it that way, you can do it on a spreadsheet, and the only difference is after I've put everything in, I can I've added everything up, I've put all my totals in, and I want to get to this last total. I hit up in here and hit equals, and sum, and it will ask me to hit which ones I want to add up, and then I go enter. Don't go enter. I love it when I do these demonstrations. It always makes me laugh. All right, so here, click up in here again, go equal the sum of 2 to 4. That's what I want to do. And then it's given me the total. All right, so you can use a spreadsheet. It doesn't take much to set it up. It's the same format. You can just copy and paste the columns over, and then at the end of this, you would just take a screenshot and put it back into your presentation. All right, so, and the last thing that we need to do is the justification. I chose this menu item because, now, up here in slide 19, I've given you a variety of things that you could think about. I would select probably 3 or 4 of these and talk about them. It's no use just saying it's because they're inexpensive, whatever. You actually have to flesh it out more than that. You could talk about this as being a healthier option because you were able to swap out lemonade for diet lemonade, so you've reduced the sugar content in them. You could say that, it's quick to make, look at the timing, that it's easy to make, that it could be on trend because it's a newer way to make scones. And you're going to put your justification in there. Now, this method that we've just gone through is the same for all sections. So you're going to do exactly the same for the sweet section. You can pick any one of these to do. You just need to get your 3 recipes and go through the same process, and the same with the savoury. Now, once you've got all your scones done, my suggestion is just multitask when you're watching telly or whatever, and just find your recipes. All you need to do is get their name, put an image, and put the link in, and because it's easy to go back to the link once you work out which one that you want to do, and just start filling the rest of it in. I want you to have that scones component finished for Thursday's lesson. All right, well, take care. If you need any more help, just send me a message off your presentation or an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, bye.